Hi Scorpio, welcome to my channel. This is going to be your reading concerning your friendships, your friendship reading. For whatever strange reason, my sinuses start acting up, so please excuse that. So let's just get straight into it, okay? So Divine, please show us what you want Scorpio to know concerning their friendships. Should we start off with what's going on? I feel like starting off with what's going on instead. Let's do that instead. And then we'll go to what you need to know. Right. At least that way we're on the same page. Okay, this one jumped. A little jumped, but still jumped. So okay, first card we have out is the Six of Wands. So 1 second, let me take something. Okay. So the Six of Wands shows that it's a situation where you have a lot of people that support you. You might be a bit of a leader for a lot of your friends, or in a situation where you're I feel like you're the leader here though, but someone here is in a leadership position and a following position in this friendship, where somebody also looks up to the other person a lot and has high regard for them. I'm feeling that might be you, Scorpio. It's a situation where there are many people who share the same values, the same, not necessarily exact passions, but at least in terms of the beliefs that they're passionate about, the ways of being that they're passionate about. I'm hearing like soul family. I'm getting this family vibe. Like you've met a lot of people like yourself, pretty much, and apart from supporting you, you all have this feeling of it's just a very what's the word? Not just supporting, but yeah, this tribe energy is what I'm getting. There's no mental confusion. It's just crystal clear. The people, at least they see you, and probably you see yourself as having pure intentions and pure values, and that is what's really driving you. And you just being, I'm getting a bit of like a Taurus energy as well with this horse hair for whatever reason. This is a one, this is a fire energy though, so it could be that you or somebody else has a strong fire placement, or maybe they appear a bit like a fire sign. I'm getting of a bit of like a, I know I said fire sign, but I'm feeling a lot of Aries, but with a Capricorn touch kind of fire sign. But deep inside, they're also a lot of, they have this strong Leo energy. They're very creative as well, and that's what keeps them moving. You are someone here, okay? The energies can be interchangeable, so it might be you, it might be the person you're dealing with. So just look into yourself to know that answer. So let's see. What else is going on concerning this situation? Is there more for us to know concerning the situation? Okay, I found that there. Right, so we have the Five of Cups. So I'm getting, whew, wow, I'm getting the strong sadness energy. I'm getting like a heart chakra pain energy. Like somebody not just left of a situation, a lot of situations that went out of hand, got out of hand, spilled. See the cups are being spilled here. Like things didn't go as planned. The situation wasn't rich. You left a lot of those situations. But the problem is that you're still moaning on it. Somebody here is still moaning on it. Just need to make sure. Right. I just wanted to make sure how bright those shoes were. Because if they were bright red, it means that the person who's doing the mourning, their intentions are pure and it's coming from an understanding, not just influenced by their values, but they understand that this is necessary and they looking at it as much as it's emotionally a sad experience. They understand what is happening. They have a sense of understanding concerning what is happening, and awareness that for them to let everything go from the past, they have to allow their cells time to digest their feelings, the sad feelings. Like they know they have to be in this moment right now. I'm also feeling a bit of a hermit energy, because you see this guy, he's a bit alone. He's not confused though, so that's a good thing, but it's like most of his focus, someone's focus, is a lot on their feelings considering the past, but they're doing it out of knowing that it has to be done. They're just allowing themselves, I'm hearing, just allowing themselves to be and go through the process. I'm also getting this feeling that somebody could be depressed, or it's giving them this depressed feeling. I'm also hearing that this is what's underlining this energy. Like there's this beautiful social situation here, but underneath, you see how they have this clothes of the horse is covered, whatever is pushing him, is grounding him, is covered. What you see at the top is this white purity, but underneath you can't really tell. And like there's a lot of vivid colors here, so I can tell, just like his shoes, like there's a richness to what's underneath there, but at the same time something is being hidden. And the whole point of this gown is to appear more beautiful, not saying that they're not beautiful with the gown, but to attract, not attract, that's not how I feel like that should be said, but hopefully you'll get what I'm saying. I had blue nail polish on, so if you see a lot of little white stuff, right, there's little bits left, I have to finish, take it out. I was being too lazy to look for my well, actually I didn't want to deal with the smell of nail polish remover because my sinus is troubling me and it kind of irritates me more, but I wanted to take it out because it looked messy, so I kind of like scratched it off. And yeah, and I was also too lazy to get my nail file, so yeah, that too, but whatever. I'm human. So right, so but basically there's an emphasis of on appearing externally beautiful, right? But it's like, what about underneath? What's underneath that? And I'm getting that this a little bit of this depressing energy is grounded, but it's still depressing and need to be alone. That is what's being covered. So it's like there's a side to somebody here underneath. Okay, people see one side, the public eye sees one side, but when they're alone, there's another side to the situation, another aspect of themselves that they're going through. That's more on the sadder side. Let's say it like that. Okay. What else do we have for Scorpio? Ooh, well, this one came on a side. Okay, so let's flip it. Right. So, you got the Eight of Swords, but you didn't get upright or reverse. You got it on the side. The first thing that came to mind is this feeling of being trapped, but it's not. It's like someone here understands that they're not really trapped. It's more something that they've convinced themselves of. It's more of a mentally. oh my goodness, mentality. I don't know why. I feel like I want to say two things at the same time. Right, right. It's more of a mentality, and also a perspective that they have, that they're dealing with. um and I feel like it's been influenced by their past beliefs, and the beliefs they had that weren't sufficient in nourishing and really taking care of them the way beliefs are supposed to, because beliefs are an aspect of your root chakra, which has to do with your security, your values, the structure, the foundation of which you do, that pushes you to do everything in this life, this earth lifetime, right? And it's like this person's foundation, you can see it's a bit of a mess here. Yeah, it has green, it has water, um, it has soil, and there is this place behind it, so there are people to connect to. But it's like this person left these people just to be by themselves. Maybe they feel like they need to do it, and I feel like that also complements this lonely card. And you see how this one here is dry. This is so interesting. Right, this one here is a bit dry, and then now um and the sky, but them are a bit like, I don't know if you can see it properly, but cloudy in the sky. So I feel like at first it started off emotionally, and then it got somebody here thinking and like experiencing so many different kinds of thoughts that has them trapped. Some days they feel like they have control over it, or like at least a certain kind of control, at least in terms of understanding it for what it is. I think my camera just shifted by accident. And then on other days, it's like they're just in a bit of distress. I feel like I'm pushing this. One moment, guys. I hope I don't. Right. Yeah. They're in a moment of distress, and it's concerning the past. I'm hearing it's concerning their past home, the past ways they used to live their life, experiences. Just a lot of dealing with the past, heavy energy from the past. Um, I feel like the divine has sent some good energy down though, to help like make the process a bit easier, and uplift the heavy emotions up into the higher vibrational state, so you can see it, understand for what it is, um so it can keep you in the right place. And I feel like you are in the right place, like you have the right vibration to deal with it, you have the right mentality to deal with it, but at the end of the day you have to deal with it. And the good thing too is that it's like, you know that, so you're just going with the flow and allowing yourself to feel the feels, which is healthy really, because it's only by letting go of control and fear, especially when it comes to your feelings in particular, that's when you let go of its power on you. And then your body, it's your brain is like free to fall into the abyss of whatever it was supposed to learn in the first place. And then you find yourself and then you're like, oh, that's what it was, right? It's a releasing process. um so someone is going through this here. What else do we have for Scorpio's friendships? And also, whenever concerning any situation, really, no matter what the energy is, whether it's coming from you or the person you're dealing with, but always, what I feel like is very helpful in terms of navigating through dealing with different people as well, whether it's something, an experience you like or don't like, it's always helpful to remember that any behavior you see from anyone or experience with anyone is a reflection of something that exists within you. Sometimes these things are unseen, and some of them they are seen. And when you I always say, okay, this is what I do. Since the external is a reflection of your internal, whenever you experience something, what I do is that I become very mindful of how close that kind of person is to me in terms of our relationship. And I determine how close that aspect of myself, that type of vibration that exists in myself is, um, as equal to, I don't know if I'm explaining this right. But basically, right, whatever you experience in life with anyone or anything, how close it is to you is a reflection of how deep it is within you. So if you experience a problem with your best friend, that means it's something that's really close to your heart. If it's something you experience with like a coworker, it's probably something not close to your heart. It's something more out in the public, probably a dark side or a shadow side to you that you need to heal on that end, right? At least something concerning that. Um, at least that's my form of measurements. Could only make sense to me. Like I said, to me, I'm not making anyone believe anything. Um, you don't need that anyway, because everyone is going to really do what they want, first of all, and two, um, people are not supposed to be convinced. At least I believe you're not supposed to be convinced of what's right and wrong. You're supposed to have do your experience and then have your inner knowing for yourself, because that's when you truly know. And when you really know, there's nothing I or anyone else can say to shake that. And that's a lot of the time that experience that somebody has to come into on their own instead of being forced or pushed there. Right. So moving along. Um so right. So if there's anybody, I said all this, I got distracted, sorry. I said all of this to say that if you experience any um or any negative emotions, or you are dealing with somebody with any negative emotions, remember that that is just an aspect of yourself that has manifested in a certain way, right? So it's a good opportunity to be reflective and ask yourself, in what ways am I behaving that way to my own self? Sometimes it's direct, sometimes it's indirect, sometimes it's conscious, sometimes it's unconscious, excuse me. Surprise, unconscious is no word now that I think about it, or whatever. Um right, so just keep that in mind. So far we have air, fire, and water here. Predominantly water. I'm getting a bit of a oofy vibe too, low key though. Somebody here has this, who's carrying this heavy energy, or at least the two people you're dealing with. What's connecting you between what you have in common with the what possibly you have in common with the person you're dealing with is this heavy earth energy and water energy. Somebody's more in their emotions about it. Somebody could also, that's another possibility. Yeah, somebody could be more in their mind about it, but it's like two different forms of the same thing. And you know how these things work again, like I said, you get you attract what you are. So that might be something that two persons here are doing, like maybe publicly, and maybe it isn't just one person. Maybe I got this card, one moment. Maybe this card is also signifying, apart from like having so many people, my voice is changing again. I have to drink water. At least the sinus calmed down, so that's nice. Yeah. Apart from having so many people who are very similar, they have similar intentions and so on, but also mean they all have this vibe of like appearing to be fine and strong and leading and moving forward and whatever. I'm not saying that isn't the case, but I'm saying at least on socially, in terms of appearances, that's how they appear to many people. But underneath, it's like many people are dealing with this heavy energy as well, and it's like I saw I can't remember if I saw or heard, but somebody said something like, who isn't really who is yeah, who is really being their real self? Like the fact that, not saying nobody is, but I'm saying sometimes it's necessary, or sometimes we feel it's necessary to show only one side of us for various reasons. And it's like these days, especially as things grew worse and worse and worse in this society, it's getting better now, but it's like things I personally experienced, I'm sure many people experience this double face um side to people, where there's like um more and more many people aren't who they try to appear to be or try to convince you they are. And not saying, for whatever reason, I thought of like people, someone thinking that okay, this reading is about maybe somebody here has negative intentions, and they're showing you one side, and you know the truth is there's another. Not saying that's not possible, but that's not the vibe I'm getting for this reading. What I'm getting is that there are many people here who have a lot of heavy stuff to let go of, a lot of yeah, both mentally, both emotionally, a need to be within. I'm really not gonna be surprised if the hermit card comes out, but let's see. I don't like to say it before it happens, but let's see. um right, but on the surface you don't see it at all. They just look strong, like they're pushing forward. So the next card we got is the Judgment card. All right. So the Judgment card for me is part, and it's a major arcana. It's part of a cycle, right? It's like the divine. What I'm feeling here is like something was or is completing, and people are recovering. Like there's a desire for a cycle to be complete, basically, right? But it's not completely complete yet, because there are still a lot of things concerning the past that needs to be dealt with in a way so that once and for all, that's all that's going to happen. Like it's not going to repeat itself, the lesson's going to be learned, and you can completely move on to the next cycle of your life, right? So I'm getting this energy of the divine has sent many people and raised many situations in your life from the dead, either on an internal in an internal way or external way. That meaning it could be that, I don't know, it's affecting you internally, or you're having this feeling of ghosts from the past internally, or externally it's happening to you. But the whole purpose of it is so that you can deal with it once and for all, right? I want to clarify the Judgment card. Right. Especially relationships that were one-sided is what I'm hearing. Ones that were untruthful, like people were showing one face when it's convenient, but underneath it was just a mask covering the greed, envy, jealousy, and a lot of negative emotions. People who interacted or got into relationships. I won't be surprised if the devil card comes out too, but let's see. People who got into relationships simply because to get what they want out of it, about what they can get out of the situation, not really out of pure love. And that doesn't mean just concerning money and other materialistic things. It could mean in terms of companionship, like somebody inviting you somewhere, not because they really care or was crazy about you or go, oh my gosh, I just appreciate this person. It's just that they want to go to this place, and you're the only person who's available or can go with them for whatever reason, and they don't want to be by themselves. These are especially the kind of people that, they will bring you someplace, you'll go with them, and then they will spend more time with everyone else than really you. Because, I mean, the truth is, I'm not laughing, not saying, acting as if that's cool. Trust me, I understand what that's like. But this is hard to say, but the end of relationships where people who really don't like you pretend to like you for whatever reason or not. Like, what you're gonna get moving forward, you know what? Let's pause it. Don't want to talk ahead of myself. But you see these pentacles? No more of that nonsense Five of Pentacles thing. You know? This is Earth energy here as well. I think this is the first Earth energy sign. And I was getting this Earth right, this Earthy vibe. And I feel like a lot of that, well, what I wanted to say, I should say, because I'm hearing so many things, sorry. The first thing that came to me is the fact that, like, a lot of those things, those situations, again, were rooted in the root chakra, your beliefs, values, and things you told yourselves, things you saw yourself as, the way you took care of yourself. Either being by taking care of yourself, like you as a person taking care of yourself terribly, or by extension in terms of everyone being a reflection of ourselves, taking, well, treating other people badly, right? So number of those situations, or being in either of those situations, um especially concerning people who were genuine, and looked up to people and had that pure heart and appreciation for someone, and somebody just looked at it as an opportunity to control somebody and get them to do whatever they want so that they can benefit, right? I'm getting a lot of coolness too in the past energies. There's a lack of warmth, like there's a lack of comfort. You didn't feel like you could, apart from not really be yourself, there's a element of being not just oppressed, because that's the first word that comes to my mind from those situations. Because when you can't be yourself, it's like something pretty much is like forcing you. That's what it feels like in some way. Like for whatever reason, you don't have a choice and you have to be this way, and you can't be like, what you really want to be. So like there are a lot of elements that oppress your true self, how you really feel, your child, your inner child, I'm hearing as well. Um and in a huge way also slowed you down, to be honest, kept you back from your full potential. I'm hearing like you put in this prism, this jail that was built to keep you small. Many people, that's what your purpose was. At least somebody's head, that's what their purpose was, but no more of that. I'm hearing this energy as well of somebody, despite those circumstances, still worked really hard, still had a lot of purity, and whatever they had, they put a lot of love and effort into it at some point, and at some point, excuse me. It's like the universe was watching from the behind, like, okay, this person is going through a lot, they don't deserve that, so and so. And you know how the universe has eyes everywhere, it knows the truth, nobody can hide anything from it, right? So it's like, at least I think there's also a message. If this is any of you listening right now, the universe is telling you that it saw what happened, it knows what happened, it knows what you went through, it knows what they did to you. Like, you don't have to don't feel like you're alone, because you were never alone. You were never alone. It was always watching, it was always paying attention, and every single thing that mattered to you, that matters to you right now concerning that situation, is like the universe has listened, it has taken it into account. And what you're going to get in the future here, let's ask the cards. What is Scorpio gonna get in the future? Well, actually, I guess we don't have to ask the cards, because this is more concerning the past, right? And this is more of a present energy. So it's like right now you are already in the future. However, you're not fully there yet, because you're still in the process of letting go of these things that are weighing you down. So it's like it's already here, but we have to release this energy first, so that can really come into itself. Let's still find out if there's anything more. future wise, especially for Scorpio's friendships. I don't know, there's more to this side because I think I feel like these are more current energies. Oh, so beautiful. You got the Hanged Man reverse. The Hanged Man is this energy of just being stuck, and as much as you're aware why you're stuck, and it's a situation where it's a need to be stuck, like it just is, and you have to accept it. You got reversed, so it's like in the future you'll be released from whatever is weighing you down, whatever is keeping you one place, whatever energy is between you where you are right now and where you want to be is going to be released. I'm gonna get more cards. I'm gonna get more about this Hangman energy concerning Scorpio's future um, relationships, well, friendships specifically. Now, you get to be yourself again. So, hang in there. If any of you are feeling this heavy energy, yo, don't worry. That's just a process. Sometimes it sucks. I am not gonna lie. You wanna just get out of it and want it to be over and finish with it. But I found the best way to deal with it is to just accept it. Just be like, okay, this is how I feel, and just write it out. Like, be a Pisces. If you have Pisces placements, whether you have or not, take a lesson from them in terms of learning to just write the emotions out. So when it goes high, let it be high. When it goes low, let it be low. I don't know why it say ho. Somebody wants to ho maybe. No judgments. No judgments. Live your life. Just make sure you're doing what you have to do to make sure that your self-love is in check and your self-respect is in check. So moving forward for Scorpio's friendships. Oh, and I like how it looks like up here this way. It looks like a tree, and the leaves and so on. And this is the stem or the bark, right? But this way, this looks like the ground and roots and everything, right? So it's this energy as well as just being grounded, firmly grounded, not wiggling left and right. See how straight this is, and just strongly connected to yourself. It's going all the way down and all the way above. So you'll be in alignment with your highest and lowest self, because we're not just one side, we're both. We're a combination of the two. And experiencing this life on earth generally is a miracle, because like we're mixing high vibrational energy with really low vibrational energy at the same time, and then somehow existing. And everything that's happening is happening by default because of that mix. And even this whole twin flame thing, like, it's more than just what we desire it to be. On a DNA level, it's like by default this is how things are happening, because that's just the process of ascension when you look at it in a third eye sense. Hopefully I'm making sense, but it's like, you start from the bottom and you work your way up, pretty much. And it's like, as much as it's a circle, as far as I know, so it's never like the lowest is at the top, or the highest vibration is at the top. It just keeps going, so and so and so. And the same aspect about time being an illusion and stuff, right? Because it's like the same time is getting lower, it's getting higher and lower, and at the same time. So that's just an evolutionary process. I feel like I said a word. To this situation. And right, this is evolutionary vibe. This reading. So you're evolving, really, and this has an association with a death, and a complete death. So finally killing all the stuff you need to kill, let go of all the feelings you need to let go of, the thoughts, mentalities, everything, every part of your business, your being, that no longer serves you, and is weighing you down, and is really putting you behind and keeping you behind from your true purpose and your highest self. That is being released once and for all. And when that is released, your vibration will increase, and you'll get yourself to this very grounded space. Okay, let's continue. I try not to make this long, but we're almost done. I just want some more information on where this is headed. Oops. That's interesting. Two of Swords. Two of Swords. Okay. So, yeah, let's clarify those Two of Swords, because it's strange that it's saying you're going to be unstuck. Okay. Yeah, so I'm still getting this energy of it being a process. It's like you're getting unstuck, and at least, it's like you're getting unstuck, or you're already unstuck physically, but mentally you're still in a stuck place. Or in this process, first physically you will get unstuck, but your challenge will be mental, especially concerning your emotions here. It would be something you're doing to yourself. And considering this Eight of Swords here, it's something that you do. Somebody here has this tendency. So I feel like affirmations, especially for me, like I go on YouTube and I type, okay, positive affirmations for health, love, and happiness, or success, or abundance, or courage, whatever I need to keep my vibration high. So again, that's whole self-love thing. You have air sign tendencies to beat yourself up mentally, whether it be intentionally, unintentionally, conscious or unconscious. That would really support you. That and binaural beats, meditation, of course. But I'm telling you guys a little bit of the extra 2 cent stuff, so that that's the ones that really help, because they focus on the subconscious, and most of us are most of our experiences are influenced highly by the subconscious versus the conscious. Yes, the conscious does have influence for certain, but a lot of it is subconscious. So um right. Right, and this energy on a whole is subconscious, because he or she has this whole sea behind them. I'm getting a lot of masculine energy, by the way, as well. It's like there's masculine and feminine. Let me see. But a lot of masculine. So either there's a divine masculine, or somebody here, their divine energy, the divine masculine part of their energy being, because everybody has both divine and feminine, both feminine and masculine energies, right? That is being healed. And there's a lot of stuff from the past being healed. Um, so on a subconscious level, I don't know, this, for whatever reason, I'm getting a bit of a Libra energy here, this card. On a subconscious level, there isn't really much, or it's in moving forward while you're in this process, so it's giving you a heads up, pretty much is what I'm getting. There won't be much like logical stuff for you to figure out. It's really about your emotions. And I feel like this is also a bit like this hangman, but when it's reverse, where it's like you are, and this Eight of Swords, excuse my sinuses again, because this is like the person is doing it to themselves, but they have a higher purpose for it. So like they know they have to be here, and as even if this is a bit uncomfortable and can feel a bit like a burden, and it probably is a bit of a burden that they really are doing to themselves, at the same time, like we discussed all this grounding energy and the good intentions, I'm somehow feeling a bit of a, like a peaceful atmosphere. Maybe that you might be, you or someone here is in a peaceful atmosphere. They have a lot of space or time, or at least some kind of somewhere in their lives they have this space where they can just go to just be by themselves and just feel at peace, and just have a space for their own energy and their own vibe, right? And I'm also hearing like doing that would also help to deal with the whole emotional process of this and keep you grounded in this process. I'm also hearing that it will help because you know when you're dealing with emotions and releasing emotions, especially releasing is like has a lot to do with negative energy. So it means like a lot of negative energy is being um messed with in your being, and you don't want to bring that. It's not the best to go around other people while vibrating that energy, because again you still attract what you are. So if currently your negative energies are being lifted up to the surface to be released, it would make more sense that you would attract more negative situations or people and so on you know, more physical level, who would start or cause conflict with you in some kind of way. So it's saying like to really help ground us is it's good to be kept isolated and in a place where you feel at peace and alone, to be yourself and do whatever you feel you need to be. hmm and I feel like some of you know this as well, with the moon here especially. Is there anything else, Scorpio? I feel like this just wants you to understand the situation for yourself and whoever you're dealing with here. So know that the other people you're dealing with also has this energy. Anything else, Scorpio? Then we look at the grounding energy and we pull two affirmations. This one. Alright. So we have the Seven of Pentacles here. I'm getting this double energy as well as really a concern, a dual energy of being satisfied and happy, but also worried and concerned. Like there, somebody's paying attention to the things they have manifested so far, the things they have brought into their life, but they're a bit confused or conflicted, or sometimes their emotions shift in terms of how to feel about those things, whether or not they should be concerned about it or happy about it. Oops, I unplugged something. Just one moment, guys. I was wondering what I was pushing my foot. Let me blow my nose one time. I apologize if that was loud. Okay, back. So yes, the Seven of Pentacles as well. Let me see. The interesting things that there's a lot of green hair, a lot of nourishment. So it's like at least on the surface it looks like the things are good, and that's probably what brings you happiness. But there's a lot unknown to those things you've manifested, and aspects of it that you not just having experience you just don't know much about. Getting I'm hearing a bit of like this full energy as well, like all these things are new to you or new to someone here. So that is what's causing the worry. Like you would look at it, you would adore it, but then you look at the gaps and part of it that you don't understand and you don't know, and it would have you a bit concerned. I'm guessing that on top of already feeling a bit heavy and dealing with your past situation here can add more like concern to it. And that's why personally when I'm dealing with things I prefer to just, isolate myself from people, work on my stuff and then get involved with people at least the best I can, because I know it influences your perspective. You don't want to end up projecting an unhealed wound onto the wrong person. You shouldn't want to project on at all, but it's worse when it's the wrong person, especially with karma and stuff. um right. I feel like a couple of things so far that they've harvested, very few. It's like they've harvested a lot. They've created a lot of things to themselves that they're proud of, right? But some things didn't work out. At least not in the way that they like. It's like some of the things they harvested wasn't the best as well. It's what I'm getting. But so far they've harvested a lot that they do really at least see satisfaction, at least see potential. They see a lot of potential. And they're very absorbed into like what they're seeing. They're not really confused, they're not really thinking about it, they're just observing is what I'm getting here. Observing, doing the work, planting seeds, and observing and waiting and watching for like when that time will come. I'm hearing a lot of trying to understand and read. Like someone here is really trying to pretty much predict the future and see how things are going to work out. Like they really want to know. I'm getting this strong desire of wanting to know what exactly is going to work out. What exactly is going to happen with those situations. Excuse me here. And honestly, the best thing to tell you is to let go, yo. Like let go. Appreciate what you have now. Love and make the best of what you have now. Because this is a bit of a controlling energy, and realize that all you have to do really is trust your feelings, flow with that, and you'll end up exactly where you need to be, where you need to be. You don't need to worry about what is going to be, because the universe is going to take care of that. It has heard you, and I feel like you know that. um and that energy you're spending on worrying is not just keeping guess in your own way, but it could be better used for like doing other things you enjoy. I'm getting this energy of just like not. I'm hearing I can't help it. Like I just can't help but just wondering, and that's natural, right? Okay, so finally, at the bottom of the deck we have the Ace of Swords. I really wish my silence would stop, to be honest. So the Ace of Swords is an air energy. Oh, and then we have the Death. And then Hermit. Going within to find yourself. Fulfillment. King of Cups. The Hierophant. This is crazy. The Fool. Ooh. Oh my gosh, there's so much abundance after this, guys. Look at this. This is what's underneath the deck. This card. This one. Like you have to go within. At some point, This is about using the sword and letting go of the things you need to let go of, right? It will lead to an ending. Bring hope and let you be yourself and bring in the new. And go within to find yourself, find fulfillment, become this emperor, at least this water type emperor energy. Mm-hmm. Protective, divinely guided is what I'm hearing by this energy here. Like it's just part of the process, and then the divine will puts, like, be like, okay, it's time now, guys, and you'll be the fool, and then you're in a whole other experience. So this is a collective energy. It's like there's a lot of people just who needs to go within right now to find themselves and what become the experience they desire for in the first place. And then when you're out of that exact experience will be there where, excuse me, that same experience will be there waiting for you. Wow, this is so long. I am so sorry, guys. This is your reading, and I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks.